Welcome back to Thunderbird Sky, and I'm Candice, and you have found your way to the weekly angel card reading, where we kind of pull some cards and we tap in to find out what's going on for the next week, and what the energies are, any angelic advice that might be coming through to help with any of the stuff that's going on these days. So, I have pre-shuffled and pulled all the cards to save a little bit of time. And we'll just get right into it. So the first card that comes up is, oh, and by the way, I am using, again this week, the Archangel Power Tarot deck from Doreen Virtue, because it just happened to be on my desk and handy. So I just thought I'd use it. I also really love this deck too. It's a lot of fun. So the first card that comes up is the Empress, Archangel Gabrielle. Time to act on your plans. Creativity is rewarded. Luxurious or abundant resources. Okay, so again we have an image here, kind of similar to what's been going on the past couple of weeks, where there's a lot of light going on. The light's kind of coming from behind, which I'll get into in a second. But the biggest thing that I get from this card positions of the past or past influences, things like that. So, or things from the past that we need to kind of move forward from and bring into the present. So, time to act on your plans. So, as we've been talking about for the past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of real kind of stagnant energy. Things aren't moving as freely and as easily as they normally would be. Things have been kind of put on hold. In a lot of cases, projects are being put on hold, ideas are being put on hold, things like that. A lot of that has been just kind of so we can kind of recalculate and recalibrate and help us to kind of come to a place of stillness so we can prepare for the next phase of, whatever is coming down the road, as well as to sort of regroup from all the chaos that's been going on lately. And, I can't speak for anybody else, but there's definitely, I've been feeling a lot of chaotic energy, and a lot of people I've been talking to have been experiencing a lot of that lately, especially here in Calgary. So the time to act upon your plans. So things have been put on hold, ideas that are kind of coming forward, that have been on hold for a little while. It's time to start making those little steps towards bringing those into fruition again. It's been feeling like, I know for myself, where it's just, there's not a lot of momentum just yet to kind of get things moving again. But what I really get strongly with this particular card is that despite the in some cases maybe almost the point of being lethargic, despite the lack of energy, despite the motivation even sometimes to start moving forward and start to put some of these plans and creative ideas forth, we need to actually start really making an honest effort to do that. I actually was sitting in a coaching session today, and that's one of the topics we talked about. Is a session that I was receiving, and about starting to not stop putting on hold all the projects we have. It's time to start making baby steps towards them. We don't necessarily have to be big, giant, momentous steps in order to start moving forward, but even it's just baby steps to try to get the momentum going again. And that's the only way that we're really going to start to be able to make some positive changes, if we start to actually make those steps. Creativity is rewarded. Luxurious or abundant resources. So as we start to make those baby steps forward, creativity kind of rewards itself. So as you start to move forward, the creative juices will start to flow again, and things will actually start to loosen up quite a bit. So it's going to take a little of our own effort to get the gears moving and kind of oiled again, so that things actually start to flow smoothly. Luxurious or abundant resources, what I get from that is that, there may not be as much financial resources up to this point, but what we're going to start to see is, if we start to put this effort forward, we're going to be getting, whether it's financial or energetic or people or things like that, the resources are going to start to show up when we make those steps to start moving forward in some of these ideas and projects and things like that have been on hold. But they won't start to show up until we start to make these steps. So, and that light that comes from behind is like the energetic support from the non-physical to help move us forward, and that we've got the support behind us in order to be able to make these changes. So move on to the second card. We've got peace. We've got Archangel Azrael. Release the past. There's more enriching future coming, and let go and let God. See that here. Again, the light's coming from behind. There's a little more light in this particular image as well. Not so much from the front, but it's kind of the light is sort of kind of moved towards the front of this angelic being here. what I'm really getting from this is especially from the release the past part, you know, we've been, a lot of people have been feeling really stuck and chaotic and having a really hard time doing that moving forward stuff that we talked about. And it's just about just forgetting about that. And, you know, all of that was happening for a reason, as much as it has been maybe frustrating at times. It's happened for a reason. It was kind of forcing us to slow down a little bit and to kind of take stock and just find a place of stillness and work on ourselves and things like that, which we talked about the past couple of weeks. So letting all of that go and just making those baby steps, even if you're not feeling completely confident in your ability to move forward, just to make those steps, to make the steps to just get the energy moving. There's a more enriching future coming, so once we actually start to make those steps, things will start to actually flow better and things will start to show up. But in order to do that, we actually have to make the steps first. Let go and let God, so letting go of the attachment to the outcome of whatever changes are coming. We don't need to know the how, we just need to make the steps, and that's all we need to know. The next card, Change Your Life. This card actually came up last week as well. Archangel Shamuel, and I'll tell you a little bit about Shamuel in a minute too. A sudden revelation that offers freedom, break free from procrastination, embrace the opportunity that change brings. So I'll show you what this card looks like. It's kind of a darker one, so it's harder to see. But if you do have this particular deck, you know, feel free to kind of pull it out and take a look at it. One of the things I noticed about this particular card is that we have this guy kind of sitting on what looks to be like a pedestal or something, and he's kind of looking off into the distance to what I'm sensing is kind of like his bright future. And, you know, the procrastination aspect, the feeling of this card is kind of definitely sitting there. And it's time for us to stop procrastinating and start moving forward again. Very similar energy in that respect to the first card. But the difference with this one is that, like, a revelation is coming, or, you know, the revelation could just be for us to make those steps in order for us to move forward. And that's what's actually going to offer that freedom and bring those changes and opportunities that are waiting for us. So we actually need to just step into our future and just grab the bull by the horns and start making those moves. So it really is in a lot of ways reiterating what the first card is all about. So instead of procrastinating, just get it done. Start to make those steps. And, you know, those positive changes are definitely coming. And then I've got a fourth card that I pulled. It's just sort of an overall energy view and some extra little insights here. The card is the Six of Raphael. Embrace your inner child. Okay, so I'm going to really talk about this one a lot. Because of a lot of the heavy energy and chaotic energies that's been going on lately, we've kind of gotten a little too serious. And what we really need to do in order to bring this creative freedom in and bring these new energies in, and it's also going to help us move forward and make those steps, is start to play and have fun. Remember what it's like to play and be a little kid again. Because if we're not having fun, then we don't have any motivation to actually make these steps forward. And that little kid wants to, you know, actually go after the big dreams. And the little kid's been kind of, you know, sulking in the corner a little bit and not having a lot of fun. And, you know, there's been a lot of stress. And so that really needs to shift quite a bit. So if we focus on just having fun and playing a little bit, now that it's summer and we can get out and have fun, we can go for walks, get out in nature, and things like that, doing all those fun things that sometimes in the wintertime it's a little bit more difficult to do. We can start doing some of those things, especially the creative side of things. It's really important. New friends or rekindled relationships, children or childhood. Again, you know, this is about connection. It's about getting back to those things that we really enjoy and have fun with. Okay, so that's the overall energy for this week. So over the next week, just kind of think about what you need to do to start moving forward and making those little steps towards your goals and your dreams and things like that. And then then we'll see what's going on for next week, and hopefully things have shifted a little bit more. And so that's the reading for. I forgot to mention the dates for this one. This is July 4th to 10th. So that's the reading that we've just done. It's for July 4th to 10th. And then we'll see what's going on next week. Thank you for joining us. Remember to subscribe below if you haven't already. Visit us at thunderbirdskite.com as well. If you want to book any sessions, we do Reiki and readings and all kinds of cool stuff. So visit us at our website. And we will see you in the next video next week. Have an awesome week, guys.